Alright, this is going to be an audio commentary between Thor and Wicked Space. I have already done a shoutcast on this, and it's already been posted on YouTube, but as I was watching this replay, and personally I have a lot of difficulty with human versus undead, especially on Turtle Rock, where you really can't hide an expansion anywhere on the map. Everything, it really plays like a small map, and undead always seems to be able to find me and take me out on this map. So I wanted to, talk about how Thor was able to do such a good job on this particular map, even though I see this to be an undead map. Now, Thor does a lot of things that are unique to Thor in this particular matchup. He does not go mass towers. He does not go expansions. He doesn't even go. He doesn't build a single priest, sorceress, or breaker. So let's go ahead and watch this replay together and see what exactly he learns. So I'm going to go ahead and speed the game up to the 2-minute mark. That's when the heroes generally come out, and we will go from there. One thing I do want to note, he does build an early lumber mill. The early lumber mill will help his units gather wood just that much faster, and he sits at 24 food for quite a while as opposed to the standard 30 food. So as you see, he's building his second farm, and he is not building his third farm right away. Archmage about to come out. Meanwhile, on the undead side, we're going to be seeing Death Knight, Lich, fast tier 3, Orb of Corruption, Fiends, Destroyers, the standard build from the undead player, and the undead is going to try to harass human, try to prevent him from getting any additional experience. So here we have the Archmage. The Archmage's coming down with 2 militia. He's going to have 1 footman, and he's going to just begin to creep. Nothing really special here. That Acolyte is trying to do some damage. Hopefully the Death Knight will be able to come in and coil that water elemental, but those turtles are going to be able to take it out. So he picks the Cloak of Shadows, couple of units, finishes taking it out, down goes the water elemental. Death Knight unable to coil, maybe he shouldn't have done so many hits with the Acolyte, and picks up 2 skeletons. Archmage doesn't even think twice about this. Archmage just goes ahead and said, you know what, I'm not going to run to my base, I'm not going to regroup, I'm just going to go run out and continue creeping. So he splits up his army, Footman goes one way, Death Knight and Skeletons try to chase down the Archmage. Archmage is still running away. Meanwhile, we already have Thor at the 3-minute mark, about a quarter of the way to tier 2. So this is a very, very fast tech, unusual for human. He's actually teching faster than the undead player. So Footman off by himself. Now we have the Archmage who comes back around, meets up with another Sea Turtle, meets up with his Archmage, and the Archmage and the Footman are going to go ahead and take down the Sea Turtle. Death Knight is running around on the map trying to look for the Archmage. So another thing that I noticed for Thor is he has a very good creep pattern. He makes it so that it's very hard to find him, and if you cannot find the human player to harass him, the Archmage is going to be able to harass. The Archmage is going to be able to level and get to level 3. Now, as all good players know, once you hit level 3, your experience from creeps significantly drops off. You don't get as much experience per kill. I believe it's like 60%. I'd have to look at the charts one more time. Meanwhile, Archmage is now trying to look for the Death Knight, making sure that the Death Knight isn't creeping as well. Death Knight comes in, sees the 2 Fiends here, and knows that, alright, the Death Knight is not creeping by himself. Even with the Rod of Necromancy, it's hard for the Death Knight to creep by himself. So he's going to go ahead and position himself at this camp to see if he can catch the Death Knight creeping. Death Knight's coming back in, still hasn't gotten off a single kill yet, still sitting at 0 experience. Meanwhile, we have 3 footmen getting ready at another turtle camp. Fiends come in, Skeletons come in. It looks like there might be a possible surround, so the Archmage goes ahead and try to run away. Death Knight didn't know any better, doesn't have a dust of appearance to try to kill the Archmage. So Archmage comes over to the small green turtle camp outside this expansion, and it begins to take down the giant sea turtles. Now, once again, we look to this map, and we already have Thor going to castle. So at the 5-minute mark in the game, he's already teching the castle. Mountain King's on his way out. Meanwhile, Black Citadel just being teched by Wicked Space. And there is no Lich to be seen as of yet.
forces are under attack.
Archmage picks up a Dust of Appearance for any fiends possibly, and Death Knight is going to continue to try to creep, try to find out what is going on this map. Death Knight comes in, gets a couple hits off. We're going to see a little mid-game dance. This whole entire dance is just to prevent any additional, like mid-game no mistakes. Death Coil down on a Footman, Footman goes down. And Death Knight at this point does have a major advantage. So this is where I usually falter, where in the middle of the game where fiends, skeletons, and Death Coil starts picking off my units one by one, I wonder how could I possibly counter this? I believe we have the Lich, no Lich yet coming from the Undead player, and Castle 2/3 of the way down. He's building a Griffin Aviary, already has a Blacksmith, so at this point I'm assuming he's going to be building Knights and Griffins. In comes the Archmage, trying to chase down these fiends. Meanwhile, the Death Knight is... where is a Death Knight? Death Knight is currently hiding right here with the Cloak of Shadows. So both units really trying to outsmart each other, try to outplay each other. We have the Griffin Aviary completed. The castle is almost done. And now we have a workshop coming up. So the workshop is going to be for flying machines. Now, see, middle of the game, just with an Archmage and a Mountain King, he is able to pick off a Fiend. And Fiend's very important to the Undead army, especially if you know that you are going to be going Griffins. So he's trying to pick off the units as quickly as he can. He does not try to bolt that last Fiend. Level 1 bolt only does 100 damage, so he knows that he can't really chase down that Fiend, especially with the level 2 Death Knight, who can coil the units very easily. So we have Mountain King trying to come in, trying to get a couple more hits. Death Knight is going to go ahead and chase him out.
Job's done.
And now looking at Human's currently sitting at 34 over 36 food, and 5 of that food is already a Paladin being made, and 4 more of that is a Griffin. So at 25, the current size of Human's army is 25 food, so that's 10 food for those 2 heroes, and that's pretty much it. Now we have the Mountain King, who did do a kill steal on the unit, on the turtle over there. Now Mountain King tries to do a bolt, tries to kill steal again, it doesn't get it off, and the Death Knight go ahead and coils it. So no more experience stealing for the Mountain King. Here we have the Paladin coming in with the Staff of Sanctuary, and now with one Footman, one Paladin, he's going to go ahead and try to, and something that I've never seen from a human player. The human player is going to start creeping, but in a little bit of a strange manner. We have an Undead trying to look for human, Archmage getting focused down, still only level 2, is going to get a quick Holy Light, and now he's going to go ahead and run away. And he's going to leave the creeps. Lucky play by, we have a bolt on the Death Knight. The bolt not really to do anything except to slow him down. Doesn't try to kill. Archmage comes down to here, and as the Undead player is creeping this shop, Thor is going to go ahead and try to creep the level 6 Troll Warlord. Now, at this point I'm thinking, what exactly is going on? I don't know what he's trying to do, and he picks up the Troll Warlord, picks up the Stone Birch Chimes, and now he's going to Staff of Sanctuary his Paladin and teleport out. So now we have flying machines coming out, we have Griffins coming out, we have Storm Hammers being researched, we have 2 Griffins, and I believe some Knights will be produced shortly. I'm going to go ahead and pause this replay. Stay tuned for part 2.